Senator Ball? Here. Senator Nawada? Here. Senator Doss? Here. Senator Gandhi?
Yes.
Senator Geary? Senator Pankevich? Senator Stockmaster? Here. Senator Zhao? Here. Director Mahalcia? Here. Director Pizza? Here. Director Patterson? Here. Director Moon? Director Frederick?
Present.
Okay. Moving on to announcements. Does anyone have any announcements they want to make? No.
Hi everyone. So you may or may not know, SGA does not run its own elections. There's a group called the Board of Elections who runs the elections for SGA. So I am the fortunate staff member to be advising the BOE this year, and so we're getting in place and moving, and so we are going to be, we sent one small save the date out yesterday, but this coming week we're going to be informing people that the application for SGA to run for e-board and all that fun stuff will open on February 4th. It is a tight turnaround. It does close on February 10th. We're basically following the exact same timeline as last year, but I'm just trying to find all the different ways to make sure everybody knows of those opportunities. So one, it was already included in Bike Blast that came out. It'll come again at least once, if not twice, next week, and then open up on the 4th and all of that. So spread the word to all of your peers and everything like that. Does anyone have any questions?
Will the BOE come to speak before student government ever will?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's been done in the past. I mean, they are holding the sort of same as last year. There's some mandatory meetings for candidates to meet with the BOE, go through a presentation, platforms and bios. And so I know we changed the schedule a little bit. So in years past, they make it required that the BOE candidates come to at least one SGA meeting, more to observe than to participate, to my knowledge. And so we expanded that schedule just so usually the way the schedule is, there's only one option for them to attend, and so they end up with, my understanding, kind of trying to throw that rule out because it's not fair for people in their schedules. And so I think they'll have 2 or 3 opportunities to come to an SGA meeting in the current timeline that we're finalizing. It sounds like your question though is more, will the chair and associate chair come to SGA?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I mean, if they are invited, welcomed. If there's a specific topic you would like them to do or anything like that, I would say right now their main goal is just to execute the timeline as made from the previous year and then try to, basically most things are the same, you know, the rules and everything like that.
Wait, will the chair and associate chair already come?
Yes.
This is not really a question, just more so you guys know. I was the BOE chair back in 2016, and it really depends on the SGA body, how well the elections go. So if you really do want to be in SGA next semester, yeah, you can be appointed to a position, but it is better to run because it gives our group more awareness across campus. So if you guys are interested, and it's a great way, if you do want a director position next year, if you're already a senator, then a lot of the times you already have kind of first dibs on director positions. So yeah, that's all I have to say. And if you want to run for executive board, just remember you follow the guidelines and you all run together as a group.
All right, moving on to new business. Looks like Arlando's not here yet, so Julia, do you want to go?
All right, guys, so this is something new that we're doing this year just because we had so many new senators last semester, and a lot of people were really nervous about their senator projects, doing ones alone. So this by no means does not make it impossible to do your own individual project. You can always do your own individual senator project if you want. Just please run it by Speaker Ida or Policies and Procedure Butterson, Director. So just make sure, you know, there's kind of like someone there to guide you, especially because we have administrator access on OrgSync to be able to help you plan and things like that. But I'm going to go over the team strategy that we made for the larger SGA projects. So the first one was OrgSync documents constitution and position description updates. So I don't know if everyone knows this, but we're getting rid of org sync by the end of this year. So a lot of what we want to do is make sure that all of our documents are maintained. So something that we thought about was putting all of our documents on a Google Drive, making sure that Matt has access to them, so that way our constitution, all of our position description, and all of our policies and procedures don't get lost in the transition. So that project, the project supervisor is going to be Director Butterson. So basically your project supervisor is just the person that's in charge of, handing out assignments for different people and making sure that you guys are hitting your project target date. So the project target date for that would be Friday, April 26th. And just making sure that because the Constitution has to be ratified at the Senate meeting or earlier than the Senate meeting. So the senators that are assigned to this project are Senator Petty, Senator Butterson, Senator Plenkovich, and Senator Parrish. So just making sure that you get in contact with your project supervisor and make sure that gets done. The next project that's larger is a housing fair, and I'll be in charge of that. Right now, the date was tentative for Friday, March 1st, but that didn't really work for our team. So right now, we're getting the date assigned for that, and the senators that are assigned are Senator Stockmaster, Senator Gary, Senator, right? Okay, I just want to make sure. Senator Zhao. And then the next project is the Student Government Association Town Hall. So I know a lot of people don't know what town halls are. A lot of other student governments do them. And it's basically, you guys can make it whatever you want to be about. It's basically student government, kind of like it can be an open panel format if you want speakers to come to talk about dining on campus, or if you wanted to talk about the upcoming elections that we're having. Those can be all topics in a town hall. Basically just open to the students to come to. President Shaheen will be this project supervisor for that. Senator Sanders, Senator Shaheen, Senator Gandhi, Senator Doss, and Senator Nepal are all assigned to that project. I know I signed the tentative date of Wednesday, March 13th, but if that doesn't work for you guys, just make sure you let me know what date does work, because Melissa is trying to get all of our marketing materials together for these events. And then the next project is the First Generation Day. I'm also the project supervisor for that. Senator was not he's the only one assigned to this project right now, just because we did have such a big turnover with senators this year, but we're hoping with incoming senators, more of them will be assigned to the project. And anyone who is a TRIO person, we are working with TRIO, so if you guys would like to donate your time, we've even invited the board to be a part of our First Generation Projects and Awareness Day. Then the next project is the College of Science app to connect with alumni. Senator Hannah, she actually started this project last semester, and I know that Senator Egat and Senator Ball, they were kind of going along with this project too. So the tentative date on that is kind of to be determined. Senator Hannah will kind of outreach to you about which dates will work, because you guys are working with the department on that. So just be, again, responsive for these big projects. The last project is late night library hours preparation. Speaker Ida is in charge of that. The senators assigned to that are Senator Spencer, Senator Awada, and Senator Cheney. That will take place from Sunday, May 5th to Wednesday, May 8th. So the things I've heard about this project is people are a little bit nervous that this won't take the entire time. So something that I put in there is if you guys wanted to start collecting donated textbooks, donated calculators, things of that nature, that might be something you can do along with the project. Also maybe planning activities that could happen during late night study, maybe task tutoring or trio tutoring or different tutoring services could be involved with that. Mental health services about, sometimes if people can't concentrate, it's more of a mental health issue than it is just an academic issue. So with that said, that was a lot of me talking, so I apologize. Do you guys have any questions about this? Yes.
Was the one I'm a part of the town hall, was that purposely put over spring break?
Oh, yikes. So, yes, on accident, so sorry. That was an accident, so yeah. You guys can reschedule those.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. So
I didn't
that
know
was
if
my
I
bad.
had to be wrong.
No, you're good. It's probably my bad, so no problem. As far as directors too, I know you guys have longer office hours time commitments, so I was hoping that you guys would kind of pick projects that speak to you. I know directors kind of have their own initiatives that the e-board wants them to work on, but again, we don't have as many senators as we did last semester, so the more you can help out, the better. If the dates change on these, please just let me know, because I want to let Director Moon know so that she can make the advertisements accordingly. So, do we have any more questions from you guys about it? You guys feel like it's okay? You can go work? Okay. You guys, okay, so thank you again for being flexible and allowing this to happen. I know it's new. So if you guys have any feedback, just let me know. I hope it works out throughout the semester. So let's go team.
Thank you, Vice President Cossack. Next we have Arlindo.
Hello guys, thank you for coming back again. So this Friday we had our fourth finance hearing. We had 36 budget requests, summing up to $61,606.25 requested. And you know how we love that 50% ratio, so we approved only $32,515.31. So far we are at 89 number of unique student organizations requesting funds and interesting things like that. Total requested so far is up to $243,000 rounded up, and approved up to $134,000. Currently we are working with the budget officer, with Janet, so we can make sure we are following up on like what has been spent from all this like big sum awarded, and if we should be taking like the leftovers back and redistribute those again. So I would assume maybe by the next meeting I can give you a better amount of like what we have available, because again, what was approved doesn't necessarily mean it has been spent 100%. So we are following up with the officers, and we are taking back what they didn't need. Thank you very much for your time. And also we had a few finance committee members going places like graduating and other places. So whoever has availability on Tuesdays and Thursdays and want to join our long hours of finance hearings and meetings, please reach out to me, because we need your help. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Treasurer Tosh. Okay, President Schiffman.
Welcome back, everyone. How's everyone's semester going so far? Good? Yeah, it's like week 2, isn't it? Is it week 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
The end of the
Yes, the end of week 2. So welcome back. Thank you all for dedicating yet another semester to student government. It means a lot to us, and I hope you benefited last semester from it. And we're only going to continue to go from here. So just a couple things to discuss for today. It's going to be a short meeting. So we have our textbook affordability survey, which Director Mahalcia and I have been working on very diligently with, and the results have been awesome. We've had almost 2,000 students take the survey, which is pretty impressive for a Cleveland State survey, since students are not very interested in that, but I do think that the incentive portion really helps. We will be giving out 3 gift cards to 3 winners, so keep encouraging your friends to take it and your classmates to take it, because it'll be closing at the end of January. And we have another survey collaborated with the Center for E-Learning, and that's our Blackboard survey, just kind of gauging student opinion on if Blackboard works or not, how effective it is for them, how much of their instructors use it, and if they would do better as students using the platform itself. And so that's gonna be really important because the Center for E-Learning is looking to probably change platforms from Blackboard to something else. So just like show of hands, do you guys use Blackboard on a daily basis for a majority of your classes? Okay. Yeah, so like for example, some of my classes, we have it open, but it's not used. So like if I lost my syllabus, I'm screwed. I kind of have to go like talk to my professor and ask them for another copy. It's not on the platform itself. So like minor things like that we want to encourage faculty to keep using the platform and then encouraging the Center for E-Learning to continue enhancing the platform because it can be a little bit glitchy sometimes. And then the executive board last week, right, presented to the Board of Trustees, which went very well. They were very impressed with us. Matt can attest to that. Presenting to the the Board of Trustees are the governing body, the highest governing body of Cleveland State. So if you thought President Sanders was important, they're right above him. So they're his boss. So we presented to them. I discussed our textbook affordability. They were really interested in Arlindo's finance talk. So like you kind of explained to the board how our finances work and how the structure of the finance world and student government works. And they were very impressed because they are money people. So they're really concerned about how funds are being used. And so Orlando did a really good job with that. And Juliana discussed our the first generation room that's opening up, thanks to her. And then Nandini also discussed, she gave a shout out to Senator, I need to start using formal names, so Senator Shaheen and then Senator Sanders, I was saying Senator Nani. Senator Sanders on their cookies and consent event, which they were very, very, very pleased with. So thank you ladies for working on that. That was wonderful. So it's tradition that every year the executive board does present to the board at least once. They actually invited us to come back. We'll see if we actually do or not. It is very nerve-wracking, but we'll most likely probably invite one of them to come speak to you guys. And this isn't last. Okay, so as a member of the General Fee Advisory Committee, do you guys remember what GFAC is? I kind of spoke about it. Okay, so every year, every semester rather, part of your tuition, it's like a small fee, goes to the general fee, which is like the giant pool that is reserved for the GFUs, which include Viking Expedition, Student Government, Campus Activities Board, Student Bar Association, all those big sports club association. Okay, so because student government has a hand in GFAC, there is a fund called the General, I want to say it's the General Reserve Fund.
Yeah, there's the Special Request Fund,
Yes.
and then there's the, I was just looking at it.
I know, so was I.
Yeah, the General Fee Reserve Fund.
Yes, so the General Fee Reserve Fund, okay, so student government is kind of confusing, but student government has their own set of money that Arlindo handles. Okay, and then the General Fee Reserve Fund is just a pool of money. I think it's around like, I'm gonna ballpark it like around 60K. So that money is, I don't wanna use the phrase up for grabs because that's not how it works, but that money is encouraged by Student Life to use every year for projects that cannot pertain to any one of the GFUs. So for example, if I pinpoint some places on campus that I think need assistance, so for example, if I think that Veterans Affairs, if I want to go talk to them about a project that they might need spearheaded, we can talk with them, and let's say they want something around, like let's just say they want $1,500 worth for this project. What they can do is submit a request to the General Fee Advisory Committee to request that money and present in front of us and then get that money. So they don't have to come request from student government, they can request from that pool of money. So now my challenge is for all of you throughout this semester, this money's just sitting in a pool, and I should have listened to the retreat because it doesn't get rolled over.
No.
It doesn't get rolled over. So that money's not, right, it just gets wiped out and then a new fund comes based off of FY20, so fiscal year 20. So my challenge for you guys is to kind of think about places on campus, like think big, like if there's a department on campus that you want to talk to that might need help, talk to them and then come talk to me, or just come talk to me first actually, and then we can go speak to them. See if there's any projects on campus that you think could be really substantial and significant. And so the catch is the project itself the budget request itself cannot benefit us, which makes sense, like we already have our own money, but this general fee, this general fund needs to benefit the entire student body as expected. So like I said, if Veterans Affairs needs some cash thrown at them or some, I don't even know, any organizations, not organizations, but any like departments on campus or anywhere that you think might need help. So for example, if you want a courtyard full of flowers, they were talking about that, you can request that as well. So then that's just my challenge to you guys, is just to pinpoint places on campus that you think would need this help. The GFAC committee votes on those budget requests and it's approved or disapproved by them. So does anyone have any questions about that? It's a pool of money, a lot of money that does not get rolled over, so take advantage of it. Yeah, this one. And then my last order of business, as Matt was discussing earlier, so with SGA elections coming along, I know everyone gets really excited and everyone's really pumped that, you know, tickets for presidency and candidacy and tickets are going to go out soon, but, you know, we just want to remind you all just to make sure that before any of that discussion comes up, we do not tolerate SGA election discussion within the office itself. That comes being from just past experiences. We just want to make sure that we keep our office as professional as possible for this semester. I am confident that all of you are as professional as you can be, but I just want to make sure that there is no drama or tension or anything going on within the office that could possibly spark negative feelings. Like I said, that discussion needs to just be taken outside of the office, if possible. And then also just to make sure that you're all fulfilling your duties as senators and directors and executive board members as we continue this semester, because you're not done, your position ends in May. April, I guess, when I'm done. All right, does anyone have any questions? Okay, thank you.
Okay, really quick before I adjourn, don't forget to turn in your office hours.
5 p.m. All right.
I adjourn this meeting at 3:53 p.m. on January 25th, 2019.